Joining me now from Capitol Hill is Representative Dan Lipinski, Democrat from Illinois. Congressman, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good to be with you.
Well, I'd like to start off today with yesterday's classified briefing on Iran. You released a statement saying, quote, there are still questions about how America moves forward with a strategic plan with respect to Iran and how America will respond to Iranian aggression in the future. Congress must have input addressing these questions. What exactly does input entail for you?
Well, first of all, I want to have a better idea of what the administration's plan is. Are there plans for more action in Iran or against Iran? Look, the killing of Soleimani was a risk, but it appears so far that it has paid off, which is very good. But you know, I don't want to wind up getting involved in a situation like Libya. I voted against President Obama's intervention in Libya. That wound up being a disaster. I'm hopeful that right now there are no future plans for anything like that when it comes to Iran, but I want to hear that from the administration.
All right, I want to switch gears right now. You've signed on to a friend of the court brief found in Louisiana case before the Supreme Court seeking to overturn Roe versus Wade. Why was that important for you to do that?
Well, I think this law in Louisiana, which was written by a African-American Democratic female representative, as Katrina Jackson said, this is about protecting women. And women who are going to have an abortion should have the same protections as anyone going in for elective surgery at a surgery center in Louisiana. I think it's just common sense. And so I'm hopeful that the Supreme Court is going to uphold the Louisiana law when they hear the case in March.
And we know that you're speaking this weekend at the March for Life rally in Chicago. What's going to be your message? Well,
my message is pro-life is pro-women. So often we get attacked for being anti-woman, but truly caring for women is being pro-life. There are better choices, better options for women, and I think we need to make that very clear. I mean, I have, especially with this amicus brief being the latest example, I have been pilloried not just by opponents of mine in my upcoming March 17th primary, but I've also been attacked by members of the news media for signing this amicus brief. And we just have to make very clear what all of us in the pro-life movement agree upon and what we're about. We are about providing the best for women and for their babies.
Right. Are you disappointed there isn't more support within the party for your stance, your pro-life stance?
Well, I'm very disappointed there's not more support in the Democratic Party. When 30% of Democratic voters across the country consider themselves to be pro-life, I think it's terrible for the Democratic Party, just in its own self-interest, to be pushing 30% of Democratic voters out of the party. That is not a winning formula for the party if you're just looking at it strategically. But obviously, this issue is not just about politics. It should not be at all about politics. It should be about what's best for women and their babies.
And what are you expecting the crowds to be like this weekend at the rally?
Well, the crowd has gotten bigger and bigger every year that I've spoken there in Chicago, so I'm really looking forward to it. The weather doesn't look great, unfortunately, but I know that all of us in the pro-life movement will brave any weather to be out there to support life.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us. Again, Representative Dan Lipinski, Democrat from Illinois. Thank you.
Thank you.